And America doesn't trust you anymore. That's the truth. Because they don't see the actions coming out of Congress that should be coming out.
The Founding Fathers recognized that this was a potential as well. And in Article 5 of the Constitution, they gave us a solution. The states have the power under Article 5 to call a convention of the states for the purpose of proposing amendments to the Constitution.
You agree Washington is dysfunctional?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so...
But it doesn't matter which party's in charge. I spent 10 years up here in the Senate and left early because I don't see a solution in the U.S. Senate and the U.S. Congress to fix what's wrong with our country.
The federal government's out of control. Everyone knows that.
We are unmoored from the rule of law.
And if you look at history, all republics eventually fail over the same thing.
Runaway expenses, a bloated government and bureaucracy, too many federal regulations.
Now it's like we're on iron rails, and unless we do something, then we're going down path.
They're $18 trillion in debt. Every child born in the United States now owes over $50,000 the minute they're born.
If you have one out-of-control Supreme Court, one out-of-control Congress, and one out-of-control president, there's nowhere to go. And that's the problem, unless we go back to the Constitution to save the Constitution. So what are we going to do about it?
The states gave birth to the federal government. It wasn't the other way around. We're the parent, they're the child. Only state legislators, like little old me in South Carolina, can bring them to their knees.
Hey, we already have a runaway Congress, runaway bureaucrats, runaway judges and courts. The chances of 38 states taking away their own rights and the rights of their people are just slim to none. It's not going to happen.
When it appears that they will be satisfied with nothing less than the complete destruction of our American liberties, must we not then do something to secure those very liberties?
Commissioners from all 50 states have come here
for the first ever simulated convention of states. This is to show people it can really be done.
Left unchecked, government expands limitlessly.
We need a check and balance.
These people are tired of federal overreach.
We've been going back and forth. We've been debating amendments. We had committee hearings yesterday.
Today's the day. The winds of change are about to blow.
And does this proposal, or any proposal, shrink the reach of the federal government? And if it does not, it's probably not even germane to this convention. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner. Opposed to the motion to amend, please say nay. Nay. And a rule that fails. We are back to the underlying motion now. We'll come back to the gentleman from Alabama, then Louisiana, then Missouri.
Talking through it, figuring it out, and then moving on down the road.
What we're seeing is what I would call true statesmanship, which is why I'm so encouraged for the country and what's going to come out of this. You're seeing statesmen and women stand up, express their opinions in a cogent and quiet way, and then get back to deliberations. And so I think just briefly what I want people to understand, they're operating according to a set of rules. Like you said, they've adopted those rules. You're going to continue to see this thing run according to those rules. We'll come back as developments occur and explain to people what's going on.
West Virginia votes no. Wisconsin. Wisconsin votes yes. Wyoming. Wyoming votes yes.
Over and over from everybody I talked to, they were astounded by the performance of this body, by the statesmanship that they saw exhibited by this body, by the intelligence and the passion of the debate, the demeanor of every one of you in this room. You have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt to the country that the people of the United States of America are ready to hold the first Article 5 convention in the history of this country. I congratulate you, I salute you, and may God bless you. Thank you very much.
I have never seen anything more powerful than the grassroots effort from the Convention of States, folks. They're everywhere. These are petitions, not from all over South Carolina. That's from my House district.
We are putting together the most organized, powerful, grassroots thing that has ever happened.
It doesn't matter your age. We're all American citizens and we all have a voice. And that's why the Convention of States is so awesome, because it's for we the people.
The States Project has the potential to be the greatest
historical event in our nation's history since the founding era. Some of the presidential candidates have been talking about it, and some prominent conservative voices have joined. Just yesterday in South Carolina, Congressman Jeff Duncan.
I'm proud to announce today that I lend my full support to a Convention of States project to tackle America's challenges.
This is going to be the biggest army of Americans who love our country and love liberty that has ever arisen.
The United States Constitution was written to form a more perfect union that would enable checks and balances to prevent a bloody revolution from being a necessary measure to abolish tyranny. Excellent though it was, Colonel George Mason feared the national government might one day end in a tyrannical aristocracy. The rights of the people needed to be secured against potential corruption at the national level. One of the solutions the framers decided upon can be found in Article 5, which gives state legislators the authority to call a convention that bypasses federal legislators to amend the Constitution. That gives we the people the opportunity to make some long overdue structural adjustment. Here's how the process works. Citizens request their state legislators to pass a bill called an application, with operative language identical in each state. These legislators of the states then pass the application. Generally, only a simple majority is needed. Congress shall, by law, call a convention of the states as soon as it receives applications from 2/3 of the state legislatures. That's 34 states. Delegates chosen by the state legislatures attend the convention. Each state only gets one vote at the convention, but they can send as many delegates to represent the state as they so choose. Amendments are proposed, debated, and voted upon at the convention. Finally, ratification takes place in the states. Each amendment must be ratified by 3/4 of the states in order to become part of the U.S. Constitution.
Now, the biggest tool in the box is this Article 5.
We've had 27 amendments to the Constitution passed, but none have passed the other way that Article 5 calls for.
But the founders added a fail-safe in case of an out-of-control federal government that allows the states to draft and approve amendments.
The founders put this in there and said, in case it ever goes awry, the states can get together.
Our founders, actually, in their wisdom, they gave us a constitutional way to address this.
This is the method the Constitution gives the states to try to rein in the federal government.
There are a bunch of us who are coming together to make this happen.
I want to help rein in a federal government that's running amok.
The only way we're going to save this republic, I believe, is to get about the process of the states regaining and recontrolling the federal government, because it is the states that created the federal government. It is the states that must control it.
The only way the federal government is going to be reined in, and that we are going to preserve the United States of America for our kids and our grandkids, is as states.
I don't care if no senator or no member of Congress supports this. We bypass them.
It is our duty to use Article 5.
We have to stand up for ourselves, and the way we stand up for ourselves is in the state legislatures. One at a time, patiently but aggressively, we take back our country.
Convention of States. It is time.